I left a few bags of compost in the greenhouse to fill in the holes, and then I put the rest out in the garden. I'm just going to spread them around. So this near end of the garden got a batch of rotted seaweed this year and last year, and the far end only got a batch this year, so I put the compost on that section. And then I'm going to throw some rotted seaweed on top. I got a pile of seaweed on everything. I didn't, put any on the sugar snap peas because they fix their own nitrogen. I also got some underneath all the kale here. Peas are just loaded on these vines. Yikes, I have a crap ton of basil. I'm gonna harvest a lot. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this lettuce. I'm not gonna do the red stuff because it hasn't grown as fast as the green stuff. And because I don't have my salad mix program put together, I'm just gonna cut this for us.
Sierra displayed the basil and sugar snap peas right next to the counter, which was perfect advertising, and I got to share the table with Farragut Farms bunched beets. I was able to harvest and bring in 10 pounds of sugar snap peas. I also brought in 6 bunches of basil, and then in the store's refrigerator I also had packs of basil. I brought the product in on Tuesday when the store opened for the week, and when I came back on Friday right before they closed, I only had one 6-ounce pack of basil still unsold.
Okay, I've got all of the herbs and the lettuce planted. I'm gonna water everything in, the whole garden actually, because it's been really dry. But for the record, this is the Salanova lettuce, green sweet, red sweet, which you can't see very well, green incised, red incised, and then I've got 2 small rows of Italian parsley, 2 small rows of curly parsley. On the right here I have cilantro, the Santo variety, and over here on the left I've got 2 merino variety. Then I've got 2 plants of dill, and lastly 2 plants of cruiser cilantro variety. It's supposed to start raining this evening, and then it's gonna rain for a week. So I'm gonna plant seeds. I've got to put some insect berry over the top of them, not because of insects necessarily, but because I'm afraid the old bird skis, like maybe the robins and the juncos, might be scratching around, even if not for seeds, like maybe they're just scratching around for insects. Yesterday I transplanted lettuce and herbs the far end of this bed, and the rest of this is going to be direct seeded pelleted carrots. And I'm going to put the Yaya variety to the east and the Mokum variety to the west. I've got a bolt here on either side with seine twine to mark the rows. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows, just like I had earlier this year for these carrots. And as I move along, I'm just gonna go ahead and pull the bolt up and put it down here to mark my next row. Okay. Planted and insect netted. If I was a carrot seed, I'd be like, I don't know if I'm going to germinate in this stuff. I accidentally planted 1 whole row of Yaya on the west side. Okie dokie, folks. I have 2 varieties of spinach, Escalade and Corvair. I'm going to do Corvair on the west side and Escalade on this side. I don't know I think I had some 2019 spinach seed, but for some reason I grabbed the 2018 that I had left over, so I'm just gonna plant it a little more densely. Maybe like every ½ inch I'll just kind of drop a seed. Okay, I've just got this bed here planted in spinach up to the green onions. This is the bed that I put the transplants for the lettuces and herbs. This is a bed that I'm going to now plant in spinach as well, because I thought these little sugar snap peas are not big enough to shade it out. So I'm going to be able to compare full sunlight spinach to partially shaded spinach. Okay, I'd run out of seeds, so I went back over to the house and I have some Escalade from this year. So this whole bed's gonna be that. Okie doke. Yeah, I'm just being super lazy and going like, just twisting my fingers as I go along here. Okay, look how much seed I'm shoveling on here, people. This is pretty bad. And you see how chunky this stuff is? Oh my gosh. You think anything's gonna germinate? I don't know. There's a barnacle buddy. Oh. It's time to do something. I'm just trying to put just a little bit of soil on top of these guys like this. Oh, this is really awful. Partly like probably putting, oh, here's another barnacle buddy. See him? Okie dokie, folks. I'm over here now planting radishes. Okay, so I have 3 different types of radishes. I'm gonna do 2 rows of cherry belle, 2 rows of Roxanne, and 2 rows of Celesta. Okay, folks, I got the insect barrier on all those little guys that I just planted. And I was thinking about taking y'all along. What? Okay, what in the world is this? I don't know what that is. You know what, guys? I'm seeing my first caterpillars. Totally. Oh my gosh, this whole thing is covered in caterpillars. Can you even see them? You probably can't. They're really tiny. Anyway, last year I just didn't do anything. I just was like, whatever. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick some of these kale guys. Do I need more than that? No, because I've got some turnip tops I need to eat that I bought. And let's go ahead and go over here. These would have been the first carrots that I planted in that trial plot. Isn't that funny? Oh my gosh, 100 years ago. And this is a little one. Oh, that's so funny. He's little. Oh, there's a big one. There's a big. Oh, it smells nice too. Wow, you guys can't smell it, but it smells like carrots. Let's go ahead and just grab these ones at the very end here. Wow, I'm really happy. Yeah, so these carrots are actually a little bit small and misshapen because they're having to like grow around all sorts of weird ass stuff like rocks and whatever all else. There's my hand. Small carrots. You know what? As I'm pulling these, I am super happy. Now I'm pulling both the Yaya and the Mokum, so I really ought to be paying attention to which one I like the taste of better. But these tops are really strong and they're really beautiful. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. There's the carrots and the kale that I harvested for the first time. Okay. Here's some beautiful turnips from Farragut Farm, located northeast of Petersburg on the mainland. I let the tops get a little wilty and I cut those off the roots. That's what a real farm can do.